The lifeblood of this protest is the funding behind it. Organizers have raised more than $10 million, first on crowdfunding platform GoFundMe, then over Give, Send, Go. But it's been one obstacle after another for protesters to actually get the money. On Monday, sweeping changes targeting banks and crowdfunding platforms were announced under the Emergencies Act.
These changes cover all forms of transactions, including digital assets, such as cryptocurrencies.
What the world has witnessed here is the power of government to manipulate the flows of people's hard-earned dollars.
All of this driving the movement to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and even digital assets like NFTs. Anti-money laundering experts tell Global News these fall into a gray area. Crypto experts say cracking down on Bitcoin itself is complicated, but authorities have an opportunity to act when that crypto is turned into cash, gift cards, or prepaid cards.
This, the blockchain, the advances in cryptocurrencies, will make the internet look like a sleeping dog in comparison. Because what will the blockchain do? It's not going to just change an industry from a brick and mortar to an electronic. It will take society as a whole and turn it upside down. Those who understand both the technology and the impact on our culture, our society, our financial systems, and more importantly, our system of government. Now, when is this going to happen? It's happening now. And every government on the earth is looking at ways to shut us down. Why is that? It's because we represent the greatest threat to every world government that has ever emerged, and that threat is governments run on money. Where do they get the money? From you and I, the people. And how do they do that? Through a thing called taxation. So governments know that cryptocurrencies, if they succeed and have widespread or universal acceptance, their funding is gone. Do you think world governments are just going to sit idly by and go, well, let's just see what happens? You know, we have this great meeting, hey, it's going to end us all. Well, don't worry about it. We'll see what happens. No! They have a war room now planning on what do we do to shut it down. But they can't. Technologically, it is impossible. Exchanges are coming out now using a thing called atomic swap that require no central server. And they work. So that if you have a wallet with an atomic swap capability, you are the exchange. Or you are, if there are 1 million wallets, you are 1/1,000,000th of that exchange. And the combination of all of the wallets make the full exchange. And you're in every country in the world, and nobody knows who has the wallets. How do you shut that down? We are facing a real war. And you're facing real possible hardships. Are you willing to do that? Because what does the blockchain do? It takes the power from those who push the buttons, make the decisions, chooses who lives, who dies, decides how much more you're going to have to work for the government for free so that you can live a normal life. It changes that into something where we are all equal participants. This is not communism, this is not socialism, this is not, you're going to be fine, we'll take care of you. No, you still must work for yourself and be responsible for you. First time in the evolution of life on this planet, the human intellect can be put into play to determine what our next evolutionary step is You may laugh or smile or just shrug it off, but believe me, God, this is happening. This is the power of what's happening. Now, how we implement this, because I do not want a world where my every act is written in an immutable ledger. I still believe in privacy. But if you do not think of it now and make your choices appropriately, there will be some smart motherfucker that will end up being the world dictator, and he will implement that system. Because the blockchain gives the vision that George Orwell wrote about in 1984. It gives that potential power to anyone willing to take it. So we can't let that person do that. We cannot let that person take that, because the blockchain has taken that centralized power and distributed it to you. For God's sake, don't